I'm out on the trails again on a beautiful late February day. Now if I said to you, where do you think the remotest hill is in England, what would spring to mind? Maybe somewhere in Cumbria, or maybe more likely North Pennines, up around Crossfell maybe, or even going into Northumbria, some of the hills up there around Kielder Forest. Actually, surprisingly, you would not be correct, because I am on my way to try to find and camp on the remotest hill in England. So let me tell you a little bit about how this trip came to pass. A few years ago I went up to Northumbria with two of my sons, and we did an overnight trip in a bothy up near Kielder Forest. And the day after we went up a hill called Glendew Hill, which at the time I thought was the remotest in England. And a few weeks ago I couldn't remember its name, so I typed into Google remotest hill in England. Glendew Hill, as it was called, did not come up. This one did. So I thought, I've got to go see this one. I mean, I've camped near this one before actually, but I thought I've got to go investigate. So that's how this trip came to pass. But what a glorious day it is. I've been looking for the first signs of spring, but I can't see any yet. There's no early growth on the trees or no spring flowers on the ground. But it feels like it can't be far away. First part of this walk though, I'm in limestone country. So I might give you a bit of a clue as to where I am, but it's absolutely lovely. Right, I'm just having 5 minutes on this rock in this sunshine, which is gorgeous. So if you haven't worked out already, I'm in the Yorkshire Dales National Park, and surprisingly the remotest hill in England from any access point is called Riggs Moor, and it's at the back of Great Whernside. I've actually been up on Riggs Moor before on a camping trip with Judith. And although I thought it was remote, I would have never said it was the remotest hill in England, but apparently it is, so that's where I'm heading. I left Grassington about lunchtime, and the first 3 miles or so I've been on the Dales Way, which is just a fabulous green trail through limestone country. It's on a shelf, a limestone shelf just above Wharfdale. Get some great views, and of course the weather's been fabulous as well. But now it's brought me out, I think it's Bycliffe Road. I am heading up to Sandy Gate. One of the things I've been trying to do for all my backpacking trips is use public transport to get there. And a few reasons for that. I think first of all, I actually enjoy, travelling by train and by bus. But I think particularly using some of these kind of buses in more remote areas, I feel it's good to support those services. And also as well, so many stories at the minute of the car parks in national parks being overcrowded. You always have to pay a lot now for your parking. So yeah, just trying to avoid using the car really in the national parks. I guess that's behind it. Oh, definitely got some sort of a water sink here. Looks like it goes down underground. So I'm just walking through Mossdale, and what a lovely little hidden valley it is. Out the way, you never know it was here. Well, this is quite a building. Out in the sticks. Presumably it's used in the grouse shooting season. Got all the sort of storm shutters open there as well, which is interesting. Maybe somebody's home. Right, so gained a bit of height. Come out of the lovely limestone into the peat. So it's a lot wetter. Oh. I've passed a couple of lovely spots to camp where I could have camped tonight, but camping at the remotest hill. That's why I'm here. Mind a bit of dry though. A lot more sculpture. Right, so this is Sandy Gate, which is the top of the pass between Wharfdale to the west, Nidderdale behind me to the east. What a watershed it is. I mean, it does feel like a very remote place. So that's down to Nidderdale to the east. There's a turn around here. Got the huge bulk of Great Whernside, and then just over the top here, where I'm heading, Riggs Moor. Right, let's see if we can find the top, somewhere to camp. Well then, I'm on this little ring contour, and this is, according to my GPS, the remotest spot in England. So, I'm going to find somewhere to camp if I can. Well, I've got pitched. I am literally 5 metres lower than the top of the hill there. But I found this nice little spot down here, which is great. Fabulous view of Great Whernside behind as well. Just one thing that slightly surprised me. I thought I'd packed the Lanshan 1. Clearly I haven't. I've got the Lanshan 2, so I'm going to have bags of room tonight. It's going to be palatial. It's going to be like being in a palace. Right, next, I've got to get some water before it gets dark, so I'm on the hunt for some water. See what I did there. Right, fortunately, we'll have to drop down maybe 5 minutes. Found this nice little reed bed, so I've got my water for the night. Fantastic. Right, brew on, brew on. Just look at that. Delight. I'm just enjoying my brew here. I'm sat on the top of Riggs Moor, just up from the tent. But this is the beauty of some solitude. I could sit here for ages, just listening to the grouse, the wind. I was thinking, it's quite odd, I'm sure other wild campers will have the same, where people say, you're not scared when you go out on your road in a tent. I'm just thinking, what have I got here to be scared of? I mean, there's nothing going to eat me. We're not in like we're in, you know, bear country. And, well, yeah, the biggest animal to be scared of is human beings, isn't it? They're the ones that are the most scary. And there ain't any of those out here. I'm on my own. So, by that definition, I'm pretty safe. Don't think I've ever felt scared camping in the hills. Can't think of a time in all the years. I mean, when the weather's been really, really bad, I've had a couple of storms where I've been concerned. I suppose the only time I was really ever scared in a tent was in the thunderstorms in Colorado. That genuinely scared me, but never in the UK, even in the winters of Scotland. I think quite the opposite. I feel very safe. Gone for the easy one pot meal again tonight. Yeah, lovely. I watched the sun go down. Nice sunset. Wasn't quite as radiant as some sunsets, but it was still lovely to watch the sun go down. But yeah, it's turned cold. It's going to be a cold night. Wind's dropped a little bit. Expecting a hard frost, which sometimes will be good because it'll freeze all the ground over tomorrow. That waterlogged ground, so it should make it easier to walk over. But yeah, I'm preparing for a cold one. Right, I'm just having my last brew. Yeah, it's certainly turned colder. I'll tell you, it's nothing like it was on that last trip I did up in the Yorkshire Dales. Flipping heck. Oh, it's cold, but not that cold. Been outside actually. Just have my wee before bedtime, and I was surprised how much light you could see from over Teesside way. You can look over to the North Yorkshire moors. There's quite a lot of light. You could see light pollution from there. Quite surprised. But anyway, yeah. Not a bad evening. I shall have my brew and then get turned in. Could do with catching up on a bit of sleep anyway. I want to get up early in the morning as well, so. Right, till the morning. Right, morning brew's on. Obviously cold night last night. Frosty on the inside of the tent. Nothing though like that last trip. The water was a bit frozen but not absolutely solid, so I've got a brew on. So yeah, get some breakfast. I'm not going to hang around this morning. I want to be off fairly early. Probably just as it's getting light. And I'll tell you a little bit about my plan after I've had my breakfast. Well, what a stunning morning. Sun's up now. Wind's dropped a bit from yesterday. So although it's cold, it feels quite pleasant actually. Right, I'm leaving no trace, as always. And heading onwards. It's quite nice because that frost overnight just hardened over some of the wet ground a little bit, so it's making progress generally a little bit more easy. But you do have to be careful because there's still some bogs that aren't fully frozen and they're lurking there for you to put your foot through if you aren't careful. You've had a wet foot already. Like a bit of an obstacle here. I need to go around it, I think. So my plan today is to first head up over here, Great Whernside. This great big lump of a hill. Big area of moorland. So should get some nice views from there. And then I'm going to follow the route of the Fellsman's down. So the Fellsman's a race I'm doing in a couple of months' time. And it's likely when I get there, it's going to, well, it will be dark when I get there. So just want to make sure I can kind of see the route in daylight. So I'm hoping that'll just help me maybe when I come to do that race in a couple of months. But it should be just a lovely walk down anyway, back down into Grassington from the top there, so that'll be nice. Just come across what I think must be some sort of a boundary stone. Don't know if it's fallen over or not. Anyway, there's much clearer boundary at the minute, but it's pretty rough walking at the moment. There's the remnants of a 4x4 track, but aside from that, it's pretty tough going. Well, if you wanted somewhere in England for remoteness and some solitude, this has got to be a great spot. Just fabulous. So that's down to Nidderdale. I think Skyhouse Reservoir's down there somewhere. That's a long reach south down to Grassington. And then we've got mist here in Wharfdale, above the mist. What a great hour or so I've had there. And just looking down now towards Wharfdale, you can see all the mist in the valleys down below. Make out the three peaks as well of Penighen, Ingleborough, Whernside in the distance. So I've just dropped there off the broad shoulder of Great Whernside. It's a bit mucky going along this bit, but a little bit further this way and then I think I hit a nice track. I've reached Capelston Gate. There it is, look, trig point. Oh, lovely little viewpoint. This is above the valley, above Wharfdale. It's cracking. Got a great view here back up to Buckden Pike. I can pick out Kilnsey Crag down the bottom of the valley. There's a turn round looking down to Rilston Cross. Lovely. heading back down into Grassington. Not got too far to go now, maybe about another 20-30 minutes. What a glorious day. It's the last day of meteorological winter. And it definitely feels spring-like. It's lovely. What a difference a bit of sunshine makes. Keep saying it. But it's just lovely. Right, might get a chance for a quick cup of tea before I have to catch my bus and then my train back home. But if you've watched this far, thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it. Rigsmore, remotest hill in England. That's what they say. I'm not sure. I felt Glendew Hill in Northumberland certainly felt more isolated, even if it isn't. I could be wrong, but who knows. Anyway, it was a great walk and a great camp. All right, till next time, enjoy.